Very good evening, folks. Welcome in the ring. Good to have you guys here with us tonight. We almost didn't make it back from Linden, but we're happy to have each and every one of you here with us. Share the damn line for us. Smash that emoji button, folks. Looking a little dark. I've been out in the sun. Been in the sun, folks. Been in the sun, in the sun, in the sun. Great to have each and every one of you here with us. Share the live. Smash, 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 smash that emoji button for us. What's happening? Oneidge again. Oneidge again. And not I believe what Marissa Wilson says. Designer extraordinaire Marissa Wilson. I believe what she said. This is a governor like thief your ideas. And I've read a lot of the commentary on social media, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, where she posted that video. And a lot of people say, yeah, it's true. The government like thief your ideas. Oneidge again, folks. Stuff happening in Linden, stuff happening where you guys are, where we are, stuff happening all over the place. But the opener tonight, folks. Welcome in the ring. Welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wherever you're joining us from, share the damn live for us. Smash that emoji button. I've lost part of my mic, but good to have you all here with us. Wherever, let me see if we can do it without it. Wherever you're joining us from, good to have each and every one of you here. This I lost a piece of my mic. Folks, welcome in the ring. It's a privilege as we end the week, folks. Let's end it strong. We're not saying we can't end it, but by God, we're going to end the week strong. Very, very strong. Pace and power. Boots on the ground, way backing down, folks. On a sad note, very, very sad note, a young man lost his life in the Bahamas. Very, very, very sad story making the rounds on social media. He had been in the Bahamas for about 12 hours when he met his demise. Take a look. I think he's of Guyanese. If he's not Guyanese, he's of Guyanese parentage. Take a look and take a listen. The opener, folks. The opener as we begin tonight. Share the damn live. Smash that emoji button, folks. And let me get on the road. Not halfway. Right down. Yep. The opener, folks. The opener. How you all doing, man? The opener. 12 hours in the Bahamas.
A young man from Bowie, Maryland, died a mere 12 hours after he landed in the Bahamas. He had gone there with his mother and father and other relatives on a vacation. Denari McCalmont, 23 of Bowie, Maryland, was found unresponsive on a beach in Paradise Island on Saturday, according to a statement from the Royal Bahamas Police Force. A spokesperson for a local resort, Atlantis Paradise Island in the Bahamas, confirmed Wednesday that one of its guests had died. Police at a post-mortem examination revealed that McCalmont died as a result of drowning. But one relative, an aunt, Minette Bacchus, said that McCalmont had a fear of water following a traumatic experience in the past. She said that he couldn't swim and would therefore not venture into the ocean. The 23-year-old's mother, Michelle McCalmont, said on Tuesday that her son's face looked beaten when the authorities showed her his body. Up to today, Friday, the authorities hadn't released the body to the family. The authorities claimed that there was a mistake in the spelling of the name and so they further withheld it. When the discovery is made, Michelle McCalmont had this tearful outburst.
My son, my baby, was my everything. Now I gotta take my son home in a casket.
What should have been a day in paradise became a nightmare.
Yep, you heard it there, folks. Our thoughts and prayers with that family, the McCalmonts, our thoughts and prayers with them. You start one way, you think things are going to go in this direction, then boom, totally shifts, and kind of catches you off guard every time. But we got to keep moving forward, folks, and pace and power. Again, our thoughts with all those who are suffering tonight, including that family, the McCalmonts, What's happening in this country, folks? What's going on? I thought Oneidge quiet down. Since all the story, family story with the National Assembly that the minister was involved in, I thought I talked to her enough. I said, Oneidge, just like I talked to me. You remember when I used to talk to me? You remember when you used to talk to me? Same way. Same way I talked to Oneidge. I said, Oneidge, listen. Oneidge, you got to decide some things, you know. You got to decide some things. You want to be a sweet girl or you want to be a public servant? And serve the people of this country. And for a little while, she quiet down. Look, y'all see, since I saw this fashion thing, I said, too good to be true. Oneidge, PPP, they're not even worthy of a one-hit wonder. You know, you associate some things with some people. You don't associate certain things with them. Fraud, thieving, right on the money. So that when this fashion designer of Guyanese parentage as well took to social media, in particular Instagram, to say that she had engaged the Ministry of Tourism, engaged the minister on an idea to boost our local fashion designer, our local artists. And then they didn't hear back from them. Folks, my God, it has quintessential PPP written all over it. Enter Marissa Wilson. It has quintessential PPP written all over it. Numerous people said, we had experiences with them. This is exactly what they do. You come, you give them an idea for the betterment of the people of this country. And then they take your idea, they thief it, they fraud you, and then they're gone. This is the allegations this very young woman is raising. These are the allegations, very, 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 very potent allegations. Viral allegations. Take a look at some of what she said on Instagram.
3 years ago, I pitched a proposal directly to Guyanese Minister of Tourism, a runway show to celebrate Guyanese culture, to grow the local fashion industry, and to bring tourism to the country. We had multiple conversations stating that this project was a top priority for Minister Walrond, and yet they passed after weeks of back and forth. Fast forward to today. The government is now doing that same exact idea. But this time, it is politicized. It is designed to support the president's re-election campaign, not the fashion community. The festival's organizing director reached out to bring us on board as the creative team, the production team, and to support with educational efforts. Over several weeks, we've shared ideas, brand materials, including videos and images of my work. As a follow-up, he asked for a full proposal. We delivered, and then we never heard anything again. Now, we see the government is using our ideas, language, and even photos and videos of me and my work to legitimize the event. Without our approval, without our participation, and without compensation. They are using my brand, Marissa Wilson, New York, and my name to suggest credibility while ignoring every actual aspect of the proposals and the strategy that will actually make real impact in the potential of the local Guyanese fashion industry. So I want to be very crystal clear. I do not support the Origins Guyana Fashion Festival. I demand that my photos and my materials be taken down immediately. This is not about a missed opportunity at all. I actually made it very clear that the value that I really was inspired to bring to all of this was actually gearing towards the educational aspect of it, of being actually able to meet local designers, understand their needs, and support them with training and development, and actually create a lasting pipeline so that people in this country have access to the global market. So once again, this is not about a missed opportunity. This is about being exploited for political optics. It's about willingly not pursuing a strategy that actually can make real change in a country. And many Guyanese people, local or abroad, might look at this situation and say, well, what do you expect? But I've reached the point where it's not acceptable I am not accepting it, I'm not supporting it, and I am not continuing this narrative that this is just the way that it is. So I urge local Guyanese designers, if you are interested in taking your brand to the global stage, if you choose to participate in this political stunt, I urge you to ask questions. Ask your government questions. Demand transparency. Challenge the system. Do not let your government use your creativity for their political gain while offering you nothing substantial in return. We deserve better. The Guyanese people deserve better.
Yeah. One thing the minister had to do. One thing. One thing. And even that, they couldn't get right. One thing. So we're embarrassed again on the international stage. This is a young woman who was born in New Jersey to Guyanese parents. She studied in Italy fashion, studied in New York, best schools. And she has a name for herself in New York in the fashion industry. Now, when she got to go and say, these thieving people here, these fraudulent, we know about them too, it's fraud. Fraud is fraud. Well, I didn't expect the minister to come out and say, yes, it's true, we fraud the girl. We take the idea, we tweak it and so on, and we're trying to pass it off as ours. I didn't expect that. I did not. I wasn't disappointed. See, where there's no great love, you can't get no great disappointment. Some other minister said,
I recently became aware and reject the false claims being made by Marissa Wilson, New York, and supported by known political activists that the Origins Guyana Fashion Festival represents her ideas and not those of the government of Guyana and those persons assembled to deliver this landmark event.
yeah, I tune out at known political activists. It's always somebody to blame for their mistakes. It's always somebody to blame for their fraud. Well, I tune out after known political activists. Bernadette, Mark, Siobhan, Isabella, Cheryl. I tune out after that because I don't know if it's Shamar they're talking about, Joylyn, Sparkle, Savage, known political activists. Could be me for all I know, could be Ganesh. I tune out, plug out after that. Known political activists. Folks, if we get a chance between Marissa Wilson and Oneidge Walrond, what motive could Marissa Wilson have? That lady don't need us. She wasn't born here. She don't know us anything. But for the country of her parents' birth, she wanted to help. Like so many other Guyanese. Want to help. And then you end up in these things, Jilly. And Oneidge has a record. Tommy Gibbs, Unity Elias. Oneidge has a record. I don't know if too much has happened in the last 14 years that you fantastic folks perhaps have forgotten some of it. But I remember, as a nephew of mine used to say, I remember when Oneidge put her hands on that Bible in the National Assembly, put her hands on the Bible, and she said, it's not dual citizen to this whole country. To this whole country. She said, it's not dual citizen. And then when the thing became viral, the fraud squad, aka the PPP, had her resign quietly from the National Assembly. You all know all that happened in the last 4 years. And there's so much blackout in the way. Every time they get blackout, there's something they're trying to pass, That same time, Donna Miller, Diane Gravesandi, Wenda, that same time, they had a big blackout. She resigned quietly. And then they reappointed her as Minister of Tourism. She should have been sacked. But of course, these are the people who are born from fraud. They birth it in a DNA, fraudulency. Put her hands on that Bible, and she coming out to try to castigate Marissa Wilson, Colvis, and Desiree. These big people. Wonder and who me. You get a choice between Oneidge and Marissa. Who you backing? Huh? Oneidge petite, but she deadly. She wicked, stink, and dirty. Fraud is fraud. We understand the fraudulency. We saw it in 2020. Marsha, Dan, Rena, we saw it. Fraud is fraud. A lot of things are in the box, or were not in the box that should have been there. The lady come, she give them her ideas. Gil Alicock, give them her intellectual property. And then they want to pass it off now. Using her name, you know. They don't have any scruples, any moral compass. They're compassless. Terrell, Odessa, you ever see anything like this? Odessa. Odessa, you ever see anything like this? Fraud is fraud, man. Bridgman Hands a pim. Sheila Boy Child, pim. Odessa, you ever put your hand in the Bible and lie? Nothing is sacred anymore. I feel a certain way about my Bible. I don't know about you. You know, holy books in general. But I talk about my favorite Bible. I don't like nothing on my Bible. No other book must be on top of my Bible. I don't like my Bible fall down, throw down. My son can play any other book that I own in the house. Don't play with my Bible. That lady put her hands on the Bible and spit on it. The law says you can't be dual citizen. You can't serve Pharaoh and you serve the Guyanese people. She said, no. I'm not dual citizen. She got a fine voice like herself. But she's like a Dutch axe. No. I'm not a dual citizen. And then the Chief Justice bust her down. She's quiet in a corner now. Quiet in a corner. Huh? Doing some mischief. Of course she has denied it. Mischief is afoot. She probably went up and down the concussion road. She forget. It's the girl that bring the thing. She probably thought she dreamt it. Apologize and move on. You got Kwame and Anil and them. Got you digging in your heels now and embarrassing me more on the world stage. You don't do enough. The man just come and say we got the concussion road. The young fashion designer got going to say now there's frauds, they're fraudulent. What is it? Oh, that's the Primus voice. What is it? God damn it. What is it? They're distracted, you know. They're distracted. The things they should focus on, them focusing on. What are we teaching our young people? What are we teaching our fashion designers? This is a very, very sensitive industry. Intellectual property got to be valued. And it. You see them little snakes? You have to have me and Oneidge in the alley. I turn back and run the other direction. Me and Oneidge in the alley. Dark of night, a bright daytime. I turn him back and run in the next direction. I go for reinforcement. Quiet and deadly. Now you come out saying some nonsense. Political actors and activists. What do they got to do with anything? What do they got to do with anything? Political actors and activists. So you can't share everything on social media now? The lady put your thing on Instagram. You put it on your Facebook page. You part of the problem? It's not them who defrauding everybody. It's not them. It's always somebody else but them. They're the paragons of virtues. The paragons of garbology. Damn it in hell. Pack of scripts. You're giving Scripps a bad name now. Parker's Scripps. Can we looking thin here on international stage? Don't do it. What is it? I'm so ashamed. So ashamed. See these little snakes that I got? Huh? A little cobra? Or is a boa constrictor? Little snakes. You gotta watch them. You hear me? You gotta watch them. That being said, folks, I'm running some things now. I recognize this country. I'm running through some issues now. I don't, that's what I'm telling you, I don't recognize it. God damn it. You blink, you miss 6 months. I'll give you a couple things, 24 hours. A couple things. Policeman implicated in a huge ganja fine. 70 pounds. Now, even if I don't want to say, all right, I understand the police force is stressful and so on. You might need to, I know if he's part of the ganja party, but 70 pounds. I can understand a little spliff. You know, you said, you know, you're fed up of, what's the fella name? You're fed up of the Commissioner Hickins. You're fed up of Blanham. You're fed up of all them. You know, you just want something to take you away. As a little spliff. 70 pounds? You exporting. You in the export market. So 31-year-old Sherman Ferguson, he's now found himself on the wrong side of the law. 70 pounds. Unless he's selling to the whole force. You know, this is for the force. 70 pounds. Can't do the time. Don't do the crime. What is it? Well, that's happening on that side, folks. That's happening on that side. Just today, I think it is, reliably informed, Colombian found with cocaine on Mandela Avenue. Just today. Cocaine. Kanu says, acting on information they received, they conducted an operation on Mandela Avenue. During the operation, 2 foreign nationals, this is news source reporting this, 1 Colombian and 1 Venezuelan, intercepted and searched. 5 kilograms of cocaine was discovered during that search. 5 kilograms of cocaine. You recognize this country? PPP come back, of course, cocaine come back. What is it? PPP come back, of course, cocaine come back. That's how it works. I don't recognize it. I don't recognize this country. Narco state. Just yesterday, 450 pounds of cocaine. Found in Region 1. Now you got a 5 kilo here now. Do we grow this thing here? I don't know. Maybe with the plummeting of the green gold, them boys gone to something else now. That could be a little more profitable. But I don't recognize it. Look story here now. The gentleman was crushed to death. Pinned on their truck. This is Rohan Prasad, 57 years old. Pinned under a truck. It was an unregistered logging truck owned by Barakat Timbers Concession. Unregistered, by the way. He was accompanied at the time by one Oneidge Walrond. Pinned by a truck. Y'all better say some praise to this country. Robo! Y'all better say some praise, speak in tongues, whatever you need to do. Call on the heavenly angels. Call on the heavenly squadron. Whatever you need to do. I don't recognize this country. Well, happening in one place, it's all wrong. It's something else. A Berbice fisherman missing. Nothing is sacred anymore. Berbice fisherman missing. Just today, as we're coming on, I saw a woman drowned. Boat capsized. This Berbice fisherman is 17-year-old. Vishal Parmanan. And then you have 32-year-old Daniel Inshanali. Missing. The boats discovered adrift. Them boys discovered missing. Yep. That's the state of affairs. Sadly, that is the state of affairs. And as I said, coming on this afternoon, Burmese fisherman missing. Or rather, woman died by drowning, boat capsized. And while you got that in one hand, folks, all manner of things. Look what happened. We saw this afternoon. Compliments of our friends in the mining tongue. What's happening there on the Mabura Trail? What transpired on the Mabura Trail just today? This accident happened just today. We saw this. A porter and driver, Marvin Williams of Ideal, Suicide Linden Highway, Dion Wilson, lost their lives on this 5-mile stretch of the Mabura Road. Somehow, a logging truck too. We don't have too much details. Logging truck too involved in an accident. And these two men lost their lives. Lost their lives. Of course, our thoughts and prayers are with their family. And you hear us say that over and over and over and over again. Thoughts, I don't recognize this country. I saw some of you all, we post some stuff on social media, you all said they want blood. That is what you resolve to say. They want blood. That other incident I was telling you about just today is 30-year-old Keandra Lindy of Main Street, Cumberland Village in East Kanchi, Bubis, who lost her life today after a boat she was in capsized. Right? At the time of the incident, they're telling us that there were 2 children and 5 adults on board the vessel. Lindy is a cook at a hotel in New Amsterdam. She was traveling with her 5-year-old son. And we told her she pushed him to safety, saying to him at the time, you can't die with me. Lindy seemed to know the thing was blood, but you can't die with me. She pushed him to safety and lost her life in the process. Every time you come in the 592 is something. Every time you come in the 5, it's something. There's always something. And the authorities like the dislocated, disoriented, disillusioned. They lack focus on the issues that matter. You could have people dying on the road every day, dying on the waterways every day. That's not a national concern. That's a local issue. Let them boys in Kanchi fix that. That's the kind of wickedness that's unimaginable. But you know who they got time with? Right now, Jackie in that big mansion by the sea, by himself. He breathing and echoing. Breathing and echoing in the house. Resonating. You know what you're doing? You're in the dissertation for the Corner Shop show next Thursday too. And the Mohammeds. And Nigel. Yeah. And Aubrey. Distracted. Distracted. He can spend 55 minutes on Nasruddin Mohammed. 55 minutes. And a man, he said, is no threat to him. He doesn't threaten our electoral success. He doesn't. But he could fool me. Imagine if he did. Imagine if he did threaten you. He'd be pulling some Fidel Castro. 7 hours you're talking? Talking for 7 hours straight. Everything under the sun. Today, remember he said yesterday, the man took some thugs and harassed some body from sheriff security, right? Well, the man come to harass you now. You like talk. He come to harass him now. Imagine I shouldn't have telling this supposed statesman, you can't talk to people, characterize people as thugs. You scrapes.
Yesterday, Barrett had his press conference and he mentioned that me and my thugs went off and chased a drone operator that worked for Sheriff Security and Daily News. He said we went off and we ran the man's car from the back. Now that is total lies. This man is such a pathological liar, right? We have the proof what transpired on Sunday, and we'll show you the truth in this same video. First thing is, Jack Dio, you don't address people as thugs. Those persons are my employees. They are citizens of this country. You need to choose your words in a better manner. Don't address people as thugs, Barrett. These are human beings. You should have respect for the people of this country.
Respect of manners. Respect of manners. Old and dotish. You gotta be big and got sense. No old and dotish. Respect of manners, man. Address people properly. Please and thank you. There's more to it than that. You could go on T. Muhammad's Facebook page for the rest of it. Respect and manners. You like call people names. Now the things that you focus on, they're not focused on. Like for instance, we saw coming on big signage. The Essequibo belongs to the Venezuelans. Where's that sign? The people getting ready to do an election for governor of Essequibo. I don't see Jack just spending 5 seconds on Maduro. Is the Mohammeds got he busy? The Mohammeds is the flavor of the week, or the month, or the year. I don't know. The Mohammeds is the newest flavor. Distracted. Distract. We got a hold of focus, folks. We got a lot of problems in this country. Oneidge, among other things. Typical PPP. Typical PPP. And I was talking about our woes. Linden today. A nurse was badly injured. My God. Case in point. Carnage on our roads. Carnage on our waterways. You think them boys care? You think them boys bothered? Them are bothered away. They don't care, they don't concern. Cocaine, left, right, and center. National pastime. Narco state. Them boys unbothered. All you hear me? Unbothered with a capital un. With a capital un. Folks. With a capital un. Think what lay all run early tonight? Not a bit of it has been the mining tongue. Has been the mining tongue. Folks. Has been the mining tongue. The mayor of Linden was in Georgetown today. While I was in Linden, he was giving an update during the People's National Congress Reform press conference today. What is happening in Linden as regards this sawmill dump site fire? Because apparently, some of you, well, not you all, but have been saying that this fire was started as a result of the protests against the killing of the young man the other day, Ronaldo Peters. And so the mayor had to come and set you all right. You can't leave things hanging in this country. Had to set you all right. Listen to somebody said in a press conference today.
A fire broke out at a saw pit in Linden on Wednesday, hours after the community of Half Mile Bismarck vented its anger at the killing of 21-year-old Ronaldo Peters. A police sergeant in plainclothes shot and killed the young man under the pretext of seeking to arrest him. Linden Mayor Sharma Solomon said that the fire was unrelated to the disturbances of the previous day.
I am aware of the environmental situation existed prior to the fire erupting at the sawmill at the Oneidge Walrond. The council have had reasons to issue notices to millers in terms of how they are disposing the waste. The waste disposal is occurring in a gully that extends maybe just over 200 feet in depth that have now turned into a pit in terms of the inferno that is occurring with the wood material. So after a period, the heat and the temperature would have ignited as far as we were told by representatives of the Guyana Fire Service. And to date, the persons who are in the vicinity have recognized that it was not deliberate, but more environmental. Nevertheless, it remains a very, very unfortunate matter that currently is occurring. We continue to appeal for wider help and support. I recognize this morning to see the intervention of some new fire tenders arriving from Georgetown, limited, of course, because the fire would have spread. As I said before, this is a situation that over decades of materials being deposited on each other, and it is now being engulfed, and it is now threatening to consume not only the pit, but surrounding vegetation and homestead within the...
He said that sawmilling in the mining community expanded exponentially in recent times. From 4, there are now 20 sawmills. Solomon said that the fire was caused by spontaneous combustion.
So after a period, the heat and the temperature would have ignited as far as we were told by representatives of the Guyana Fire Service. And to date, the persons who are in the vicinity have recognized that it was not deliberate, but more environmental.
The fire spread rapidly. He said that over decades, material was being deposited into the pit. The blaze had been brought under control, but the threat remains. Some fire tenders from the city traveled to Oneidge Walrond and Linden.
And it is now threatening to consume not only the pit, but surrounding vegetation and homestead within the vicinity.
But there were some overnight rains. These helped to dampen the flames.
Mayor of Linden, Mr. Sharma Solomon. And as we head out tonight, so that you guys can get on with it, as we head out tonight, folks, the closer, as we run the press conference of the PNCR, our brother Ganesh Mahi Paul had some thoughts about how the subvention to local government bodies are being distributed, and he's not in favor of the current methodology. He is not in favor of the current methodology, folks. The closer. Then I'm going to come back and give some viewers shout out who are here with us all week long. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot. The closer, Ganesh Mahi Paul, and this subvention business. There's more fraudulencies. PP again.
Announced a subvention to the municipalities and to the local democratic organs. However, the subventions are distributed in a manner that defies explanation. The towns and the city will be awarded a $50 million subvention.
Its increased subvention to local councils will not even cover the garbage collection budget of many of them.
That was Ganesh Mahi Paul. He said some $2.8 billion has been allocated for the subventions.
I think $50 million for municipalities and $30 million for NDCs. It will amount to about $2.6 billion. So there is still $200 million from that approved sum that we don't know what they will use it for.
He said that the subvention to the city is inadequate.
Georgetown's population, Georgetown's boundaries, and all the other factors, $50 million can never be sufficient. And it's kind of unfair to give Georgetown $50 million. New Amsterdam, Corriverton, Linden, Anna Regina, the 10 towns, Bartica, Lethem, Mabaruma, to give the 10 towns an equal sum when the 10 towns don't have the same factors in terms of what is necessary for them to enhance development.
He said that the city is the most populated, it's larger, and should have been considered separately.
Subvention was at one time $2 million for several years under the People's Progressive Party government. It was without oil when the APNU AFC came to office, and the Ministry of Communities, after having interactions with the LDOs, increased that subvention to NDCs, taking it to $5 million. And with townships, Georgetown was 30 million and the other towns were $18 million or thereabout.
The other municipalities don't have the same responsibilities. At the same time, the government owes the city council billions of dollars.
The last figure I was aware of was $6.9 billion in taxes, rates and taxes. And government it's kind of strange that every year they're budgeting under a line item for rates and taxes, and they're not remitting this money to the Georgetown Mayor and City Council.
Then there is a direct government political interference.
We need to remove the central government's authority and hand on these local bodies. And we cannot impose or have staff members in the sense of town clerks and overseers and so on being subject to the directive of political people.
General Secretary of the PNCR, Sherwin Benjamin, said that the subventions are tied to specific programs.
The councils cannot decide on what projects they want to spend the 50 million on. Under the APNU AFC government in 2015 to 2020, we restored Georgetown through the restoration project, and we made Georgetown once again a garden city in the Caribbean. Now, a mere 4.5 years after, we've gone back to being a garbage city, and that should not.
Mahi Paul said that the $50 million subvention should be spent on cemeteries, and this is so for every municipality.
All right, there it is, folks. There it is. And before you go, remember coming up as we head out for the weekend. We wish you guys a great weekend. Remember, coming up, we have this Easter Monday activity, the PNCR Easter Monday barbecue, well, Easter barbecue and lime, but barbecue lime. Let me call it. My Lord, Easter barbecue lime and fun day, Monday, April 21st. That's Easter Monday, folks. It's $2,000 per ticket, and that is for the barbecue. And folks, entry to Congress Place of Fire is free. I look forward to seeing some of you there. I just want to fly my kite. I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to talk politics. Who is presidential candidate? Who is prime ministerial candidate? Even though I saw some reporting out of them waves if Aubrey wants presidential candidate, then Niger got to be prime ministerial candidate. Folks, when you all finish and we ready for the thing, tell me. But for now, Easter Monday barbecue lime and the fun day, folks. It's Monday the 21st of April, $2,000 per ticket. We're raising funds for the road ahead, folks. Raising funds for the road ahead. It's going down at Congress Place. Easter Monday, get your tickets there. That being said, folks, that's our time for this evening, and that's our program. Share the damn live, smash that emoji button. Pace and power. Have a fantastic weekend, folks. Have a fantastic weekend. Take it easy. Please and thank you. Thanks for being here with us. Joylyn and Fratia, Jamal and Lynette. Good to have all of you on the live. Wanda and, is it Phyllis? Vanessa, Diane, Glycis. Good to have all of you on the live tonight. I still good to see the Sandra, I hope I see you there. Wanda and Edward, Deborah, Donna, good to see you folks. Jamal, good to see you. Culvis, Rami, Magnell, Barrow, come on down. Jem and all the others, have a great weekend. We're going to see you guys back next week. Thanks for being here with us. Our program is a little truncated this morning. We were in Linden, but here we are now. Have a fantastic evening, folks. Shamar and Angela, Joylyn and lovely Lily, Joseph, and all the other folks. Stay well.